Welcome, Erica Meyer. We've got the queen of title media here. It's awesome to have you on the pod, and welcome to That Floats. I'm looking forward to doing That Floats live at NS3, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
So, Erica, let me ask you this. What's your story? Like, I don't know if we've ever really figured you out yet. We know you're the queen of title media, but what's your, give us your background or your story here.
My story, I came into this industry not knowing a darn thing other than I've sold a house, bought a house, and refinanced.
Hey, that makes three of us.
Exactly. Yep. We're winging it too.
You got to love the industry. You can learn anything that you set your mind to.
That's right.
So I came in and, my first NS3, I was learning a lot, meeting new faces, and I thought it was weird that everybody was hugging one another. I was like, this is a little creepy. I don't know these people. And now you walk around and everybody's getting hugs. It's a big old family reunion. So it's been a fun ride. And, the conference has grown so much since I came on, we've more than doubled. So it's been a fun ride.
Oh, I've been going to it since, the early days in Cleveland.
And well, I was just going to say that, David. My first one, I walked in, it was my first event of NS3. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go see what these people are all about. I walk in and it's a bowling alley event. I'm like, what am I in Cleveland? Yeah. Hey, Erica, you've come a long way. We're in the Naples. Yes. But we're David's hotel behind him. That's where we're going.
Right here. And by the way, I'm still very bitter about that bowling event because I was rolling the best game of my life and you guys shut down the bowling to have somebody talk. And I'm like, no, I was on fire that night.
Sorry about that.
But it's grown considerably. I mean, is the attendance this year just off the charts just because no one's gotten out of their house in the last 18 months?
It is incredible. This is going to be a record-breaking year. We already have almost 600 people registered.
Wow.
For the conference. So, our largest 2018 at the Biltmore was just over 700. So I'm guessing we're going to be right around that 800.
Have you upped your E&O insurance? Because this is the first time a lot of these people are going to be released into the wild, and it could get a little bit sideways.
Yes, I've heard a lot of fun comments. I've heard some comparisons to spring break for the industry as adults. I've heard some people are already suffering potential hangovers.
Why don't you, before we forget, and I'm sure the guy who edits this thing will remember to though, but before we forget, tell everyone the dates and location again, just officially.
Okay, NS3 is going to be hosted at the Naples Grand Hotel Beach Resort in Naples, Florida, behind David. It's a fabulous hotel from August 31st through September 2nd.
2021. And that cabana behind David is the official agent's title That Floats Nightberry cabana for one of those days.
Exactly. Yeah. Or all of them. I might just get it for all three.
If we had more sponsors, we'd get it for all three.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you'd like to sponsor us, find us at That Floats.
Yeah. Or email show@thatfloats.com.
There you go. Show@thatfloats.
So demand is off the charts. The prices are reasonable. Give me a couple, what you think, other than obviously David and I are going to close out your show for those people who are now scrolling through the agenda. We're going to close out the last day with a live version of this. Hilarity.
Oh, yeah.
But other than us, give us a few highlights of what you're expecting will be showstoppers down there.
Okay. Well, we have two fabulous keynotes this year. We've got Gino Blafari. He's the CEO of Home Services of America.
Wow.
So we're really excited. I've heard from numerous people that have already reached out and they're like, that's a big win. So I'm excited to have him up on stage. And then we also have Stanley Middleman. He is the founder and CEO of Freedom Mortgage.
That's a big get.
Yeah, we are really excited with our keynotes. And then you add in former Deputy Secretary of HUD, Brian Montgomery's returning.
Great speaker. He was great. I guess that was 2 years ago and at the Biltmore.
Yeah, he was there live with us and he attended our virtual event last year. Or spoke.
Yeah, he's a fan.
He is fabulous. And then we also have the former CFPB director, Kathy Kraninger, who will be joining us. So the important word is former, which means they can walk up and talk to us without notes.
Oh,
I mean,
nice. Okay, they can give us the real scoop, huh?
let's also remember this is the end of June, and there's a lot of people that could be former by the time we get
Exactly.
to the event, considering what's happening in DC with
we have a new former FHFA commissioner, Mark Calabria, as of yesterday. So
that's great.
It happens fast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the most important thing of these meetings, the conference food? Are we going to be rubber chicken this thing, or are we going to have some good options here? No pressure.
No, we're going to have some fabulous food lined up. And we actually, David and his team at Agents National Title Insurance is sponsoring the attendee lunch on Wednesday. So
Good
it has
plug. Well done. This is why she's the queen.
I had no idea. I had no idea. You're welcome, David.
There you go. That was not a setup. That was totally organic.
Hey, you have to have good food.
Yes. Definitely. And what about the evening events? You guys always have a lot of fun.
Yes. So we've got, oh goodness, we have the Make a Child Smile, our charity event again.
Always well attended.
Yeah, we've got a good group, another local group in Naples, Florida, that we're going to be supporting this year for children. And then we've got the opening night reception, which is always an expensive open bar for the industry event. That is always the kickoff.
You might want to up that budget this year.
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
And then later that night on Tuesday, we have the networking nightcap. And that's going to have, let's say it's going to be called the Family Reunion with some activities that you would participate at a family reunion.
Oh, Greg, you and I are going to win the three-legged race.
Well, that sounds great. So we're in Florida. Okay. Apparently COVID never got to Florida because it's Florida and the sun kills it all or whatever. I've been to Florida numerous times since the COVID outbreak. You walk around like, did it just stop at the Georgia border? Does it, anyway, so let me ask you this. What are you anticipating? I mean, the family reunion thing sounds pretty fun. Is there any kind of, the last event we all got together was that Alta, I think, Springboard in Denver in March of 2020. This will kind of be one of the first probably the first big event everyone's back. Mm-hmm. Are you anticipating any COVID type like nervousness, or is there anything that people need to know about as far as precautions? Or I can't suspect they wear masks in Naples, but I mean, is there anything extra? Vendors giving out hand spray?
Like a bowl of hand sanitizer that you dip your hands in like you're going into church or something like that when you walk into all the stuff. And
yeah. Well, we will have different stations set up, hand sanitizer everywhere. We actually have face masks that will be handed out as well. So we're trying to be respectful of everybody's comfort level, because you do, like you said, you're looking over your shoulder. I think it's kind of strange yet going places. So we'll be setting up ballrooms where, it's going to be the standard setup, but we'll also have some chairs set up so that you can sit if you have a condition or not feeling comfortable. We'll have some safe zones, shall we say, set up to be respectful of everybody's comfort level. So
this is important. There's some people like to look like third world dictators with like multiple stickers and things on their name badges. Will there be one that says vaccinated?
That I haven't thought of that yet, but maybe we should.
No, we need one that says anti-vaxxers.
Oh,
or like cootie free,
All kidding aside, thank you for doing that, because I know there are still some concerns. We have our my first title event is coming up in July, and we're on a couple of weeks here in Colorado for our large agents meeting out there, and we had overwhelming attendance. We're going to have overwhelming attendance, and there are still some concerns. So obviously we want to make some precautions. So I appreciate laughing at our jokes, but taking it seriously. So,
and we just had our Alta board meeting in California 2 days after that state opened up. And you want to talk about people not knowing where to put their hands or what to do. I mean, it was like, do I wear, getting in this cab, do I wear a mask? Do I not wear a mask? What do I do? I mean, it was as awkward as a middle school dance. I mean, you just did not know what was going on there.
Now, are people flying mostly into Fort Myers and then commuting down? I mean,
RSW is a great airport.
And the only problem though, I mean, having been to Florida a bunch lately, is the rental car industry is just dead. I mean, it's just impossible sometimes. I mean, the last 2 times I've been to Fort Myers, there aren't rentals, and Ubers are very difficult to get. So make sure if you're watching this and you're planning on going, you've got to have make sure you figure out transportation too.
Yeah. If anybody needs help, that floats jet will be coming in on Tuesday. So,
Erica, what are you telling your conference goers?
Yeah, I can get a couple companies that provide shuttle service posted on the website as well.
Oh, great. Perfect. Okay.
That could be helpful. I mean, the last time I flew to Fort Myers trying to get to our Sanibel office, I had to wait like an hour just to get an Uber to pick me up. And it wasn't, I wasn't riding in the Agents National Title Uber Black. I was like, any Uber is fine. I'd ride the back of a moped to get out of this airport right now. But
yeah. And Erica, what's the website they can go to find information like that?
The website is NS3thesummit.com. So we'll have it there. Miami is always an option as well to fly in there. It's about an hour and 40-minute drive over. So we have some folks that are, flying in there and heading over. But there's so many little small airports.
Yeah, if you haven't driven from Miami to Naples across Alligator Alley, you haven't lived.
Yes.
As a child growing up in Tampa, every now and then we'd go to Miami across Alligator Alley. And it was frightening because your parents would get you all nervous saying, if the car breaks down, there's nothing but alligators. There's no one that's going to save us, boys. And I'm like, why would you tell us that? I'm 8. So anyway.
I'm glad you overcame your fear of that and became an actual gator.
That's exactly right. Go Gators, baby. Cool. What about what else are we missing? Have we forgotten to ask you anything about the event?
I know there's also some other, besides the headliners, there's a lot of other great content that's coming out.
Yeah. One other event that I wanted to throw out there is the networking reception at the pub Naples. So we'll have a pub. You'll be greeted by some bagpipes and kilts.
Nice.
So I don't know that I want to recommend that the industry wears kilts, but there will be some there.
That could be problematic.
Yeah.
So little title trivia going on there, but there's a bunch of sessions.
And will that be Wednesday or Tuesday?
Yeah, that's Wednesday evening.
Wednesday evening. So, okay.
Yeah, we're closing out the show with that floats, going out on a high note.
Exactly.
Thursday, backed by popular demand because it was the ratings were phenomenal in 2018. So we're bringing it back.
There we go.
Hilarious. We've been around a long time, David. Hey, by the way, you mentioned a second ago, Erica, networking. I think if you ask me, maybe most attendees, I guess I'm sort of a barometer for the average attendee, maybe. I say networking is probably like 80% of the reason I like to go to these things.
Yes.
I mean, not only just to hang out with you and David and all my other friends, but I always meet someone from another state and then, become sort of friends a little bit. And then always I get an order from that state and I'm like, hey, I know someone in Missouri or Idaho or whatever. So it's such a cool thing to have a network of peers around the country, not just for title orders, but every now and then you need to ask advice and questions. It's really cool.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's what each year we get about 40% of the attendees are new.
Yep.
So it just keeps, new people to meet, and we love all the networking events that are at the conference. And this year we have a bunch of new sponsors, there's a lot of M&A work that's going on in the industry. And as there's consolidation, there's new ideas and new tech solutions that are coming to the forefront. So, lots of new companies to visit and tools for the agents to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, the NS3 has done a great job. I think even behind the scenes as like the deal making conference where a lot of things get done in the lobby, and you'll see that, and it's really neat to see the breakouts. Not saying that the content is why we're there, but also the deals. There's a lot of stuff that gets done behind the scenes there, and that's the really cool part about it, just getting a lot of people together in one place, and the churn is good.
So David and I are going to close out your show. And we've got about 25 minutes on live in front of the audience to close it out in a humorous way. We're going to touch on some of our favorite claim stories, horrible closing events, title messes. We're going to share them with our audience. We are always seeking feedback, or in advance feedback, I guess we could say, or suggestions on what you think you've uncovered. So if you're a viewer right now, you can email show@thatfloats.com with your messy story or even your fun story or your interesting thing. We'd love to share it on the stage and add it into our repertoire. We might even call a couple people out that are there and ask them to help share some of their stories. So show@thatfloats.com is the way to do that. And
we'll make you famous.
Yeah, exactly. But before we go, I have one last comment. Check out October Research's supply of all of the industry media stuff. I mean, RESPA News is something that I religiously read. I know you've got the legal description, the title report, obviously. I know I'm missing one. There's probably some.
Oh, the valuation. Yeah, it's great. Valuation report's great. So
there you go.
Dodd-Frank update. There's five of them.
Dodd-Frank. Oh, that's right. You guys have I keep forgetting about all your sources. So anyways, so let me ask you one last question and then we'll wrap this thing up. And David, you can have the last word, but let me ask how far in advance are you planning 2022?
It's already a work in progress.
Okay. Is that all we're saying?
I'm working on finding a venue and hopefully we'll be able to announce that when we're live this year.
We're going back to Cleveland?
Never know.
I mean, Akron is
lovely.
out
of the bag.
I think if you want to, announce that in conjunction with the team from That Floats, I think it'd get right at the end. Might not be a bad thing. So,
okay, I'll keep that in mind. We'll see what we can do with that.
I tell you what, it's going to be tough to top Naples, but we know you can do it.
Yeah, we keep searching. I found this when I was on vacation with my parents, and I'm like, there's a hotel, and I don't know anything about it. I need to go there. Yeah. So that's how we discovered the Naples Grand, and it's a fabulous hotel. It is nice. Good people, good resort, nice views.
And you're only a few blocks from some of the most incredible residential real estate you'll ever see.
Yes.
You pull out of the Naples Grand, take that first right on that street and just go. It's just stunning, the homes that you can see there. So yeah, it's fun creeping on wealthy wealthy people from other countries that spend all their money in Naples. Well, I better cut this off before I say something stupid. David, last word for you and Erica.
Erica, we just appreciate your support of That Floats, and it's an honor to do it live in front of hopefully a record crowd, and really proud of what you guys have built and looking forward to being a part of it in the future as well.
Well, thank you guys for having me. It was a great opportunity. I love watching your segments. It's always a good belly laugh. So entertaining, but you also talk business. It's a good combination. So.
Well, I mean, it's not the sexiest industry in the world. So it takes two guys like David and I to make it exciting.
Exactly.
That's right. Title insurance can be sexy.
Exactly.
We're just going to leave it right there. That's our end.
Mic drop.
I'll edit it right there. No, let me.